colossal energy beings in armored exoskeletons, the Celestials are an ancient cosmic race in Marvel Comics, created by a being called the First Firmament. They rebelled against that master, shattered the first cosmos, and inaugurated the multiverse. Their main mission is seeding life and testing civilizations at intervals called hosts. On Earth, the first host experimented on early humans, creating two offshoot species, the Immortal Eternals, Homo Immortalis, and the flawed Deviants, Homo Descendus, while enabling superhuman traits in baseline humans. The second host responded to deviant aggression by summoning Celestials again, triggering cataclysms that sank Lemuria and Atlantis. The third host faced resistance from Earth gods, including Zeus, Odin, and Vishnu. The fourth host involved a planetary judgment by a key Celestial. Arishem the Judge is a leading Celestial who decides whether a civilization lives or dies, and leads all four Celestial hosts on Earth. Arishem wields near-infinite power and invulnerability, capable of destroying whole worlds and matched in power only by other top-tier cosmic entities. Other named Celestials include Ashima the Listener and Nazar the Calculator, who collect data and analyze life during hosts. Tiamat the Dreaming Celestial rebelled against Arishem, was sealed underground, and later awoke in modern times. The omnipotent First Firmament created a subset called the Aspirants alongside the Celestials. Hostilities erupted, the Aspirants attacked, Celestials fought back, and the First Firmament was fractured, birthing the multiverse. Celestials employ cosmic tools such as death seeds and genetic tinkering to spawn beings like Apocalypse on Earth. They implant embryonic forms deep in planetary cores. Once these mature, planets may be destroyed. The Kree are a blue-skinned humanoid race originating from the planet Hala, backed by advanced technology and military discipline. The Supreme Intelligence is a composite artificial mind formed from the greatest Kree intellects, tasked with strategic governance of the Kree Empire. The Supreme Intelligence oversees expansion, genetic programs, and diplomatic strategy. Ronan the Accuser is a Kree official wielding the universal weapon, sent to Earth representing Kree laws and enforcement. Mar-Vell is a Kree warrior sent to Earth as a spy. He later evolves into Captain Marvel. Yon-Rogg is a Kree military commander who orchestrated Carol Danvers' exposure to Kree genetics and opposed Mar-Vell. Carol Danvers gained superhuman powers after exposure to a Kree device. Kree sentries, such as Sentry 459, are giant robotic guardians. They enforced Kree experiments. Key Kree attributes include durable physiology, accelerated healing, and energy projection, derived from their genetic engineering. The Skrulls are a reptilian humanoid species originating from the planet Skrullos in the Andromeda Galaxy. They possess advanced shape-shifting abilities that allow them to mimic virtually any living being. They launch an assault on Earth with the goal of defeating key human defenders. The Skrull genetic heritage was shaped by cosmic beings known as Celestials, who experimented on primitive reptilian ancestors. This led to three subspecies: Prime Skrulls as the baseline form, Deviant Skrulls as the shape-shifting warriors who overtook their kin, and Eternal Skrulls as near-immortal guardians. The Deviant branch became the Imperial race known simply as Skrulls, forming a widespread galactic empire. Their long-standing conflict with the Kree Empire, known as the Kree-Skrull War, spanned millennia, with both empires gaining and losing territory across countless star systems. One prominent Skrull is Kl'rt the Super Skrull. He was enhanced to replicate the powers of four defenders: heat vision, super strength, elasticity, and invisibility, to serve as a living weapon. Another significant figure is Lyja, who could shapeshift and emit energy blasts. A major Skrull leader is Varank, a deviant Skrull queen who spearheaded the Secret Invasion storyline, in which Skrulls secretly replaced key defenders on Earth. The Skrull physiology enables seamless transformation into other beings, including non-humanoids and objects. In Varanka's case, genetic enhancements allowed her to bypass technological and psychic detection from advanced defenders. The Symbiotes are an alien parasitic species known as the Clintar, from the planet Clintar in the Andromeda Galaxy, born of the ancient entity known as Null's living abyss and formed into a hive collective. Their biology is amorphous and multicellular, with abilities far beyond their host's natural limits, including superhuman strength, accelerated healing, shapeshifting into weapons or camouflage, and genetic memory that stores all host interactions. They reproduce asexually by spawning offspring called seeds. For example, Venom gave birth to 7 symbiotes, one of which was Carnage. This symbiote, known as Venom, first bonded with Spider-Man and later with the journalist Eddie Brock, enabling healing from terminal illness and giving rise to a complex bond that influenced symbiote evolution. Venom's traits include the ability to cling to surfaces, generate organic webbing, and evade detection by Spider-Man's spider sense. Carnage is an offspring born in Amazing Spider-Man when the Venom hosts spawned a symbiote that bonded with the serial killer Cletus Kasady. Carnage's abilities include body weaponization, rapid regeneration surpassing Venom, surface climbing, and universal threat detection. He's vulnerable to high-pitched sound and intense heat. Symbiotes are vulnerable to sonic vibrations and fire, but immune to conventional physical attacks. They store host genetic data as a codex and transmit hive mind information upon return to their collective. The Shi'ar are an avian-descended humanoid race from the planet Chandalar in the Andromeda Galaxy. They evolved to walk upright and lost functional wings, though many retain feathered crests and lightweight skeletal structures. Their physiology grants them enhanced strength and stamina far above humans. The Shi'ar formed a powerful empire, achieving advanced technology such as faster-than-light starships, teleportation portals, energy weapons, force fields, robotics, and medical science. They maintain the Imperial Guard, a superpowered corps led by Gladiator, to enforce their rule across the galaxy. Ken Naramani rose as emperor and attempted cosmic conquest using the Makran crystal. His sister Lilandra Naramani, a royal naval commander turned magistrix, opposed Deacon's plan and enlisted the X-Men to stop him. Lilandra was captured by Deacon aboard his flagship Pride of Chun and freed by the X-Men after a battle orbiting the crystal. She later assumed the throne as magistrix following Deacon's collapse. Lilandra's sister, Deathbird Naramani, is a genetic throwback with full wings who murdered their mother and elder sister to claim power. Deathbird led coups against Lilandra and aligned with extraterrestrial foes before being ousted by Starjammers and X-Men, the Starjammers, an interstellar crew led by Corsair, father of Earth mutant Cyclops and Havoc, allied with Lilandra. They aided her against Deathbird and later during the Shi'ar-Kree War and conflicts involving the Skrulls and Kree. Lilandra's genetic material later contributed to the birth of Xandra, their daughter, who eventually became Magistrix. The Asgardians are a humanoid race from the pocket dimension known as Asgard, adjacent to Earth, inhabiting the Nine Realms via the Bifrost portal. They possess bodies approximately 3 times denser than humans, granting superhuman strength, endurance, durability, reflexes, stamina, and extremely slow aging. Most are resistant to disease and can regenerate rapidly, though the worst injuries may require magical aid. Their culture is structured as a monarchy. Founding ancestors such as Buri, Bor, and Odin ruled Asgard across ages. Bor succeeded Buri and led military campaigns. Odin later united all realms, including Jotunheim, and established the Valkyrier, the Battle-Maiden Corps. Major members include Thor Odinson, a thunder-wielding warrior with centuries of combat training, wielding the enchanted hammer, with control over weather phenomena. Sif is a skilled Asgardian warrior known for her archery and swordsmanship. Heimdall is the all-seeing gate guardian of the Bifrost, responsible for safeguarding travel between realms. Balder, noted for light-based combat, and Frigga, a royal strategist and protector, play key roles in governance and defense. Hela, descendant of giants despite Asgardian physiology, commands the domain of Hell and wields magical powers capable of aging or destroying other Asgardians. All Asgardians drink golden apples tended by Adun to sustain vitality and longevity. Their society endures cyclical destruction events known as Ragnarok, but survivors are reborn, sustaining the realm via mystical cycles tied to Yggdrasil and overseen by the Norns and supernatural overseers called those who sit above in shadow. In summary, the Asgardians are a dense-bodied, long-lived warrior race with magical aptitude, royal governance, and a structured pantheon. The Inhumans are a genetically enhanced branch of humanity created by the alien Kree, using DNA recovered from celestial-engineered Eternals on Earth approximately 25,000 years ago. They remain human in appearance until exposed to Terrigen Mist, a vapor that unlocks latent genetic traits to grant diverse superpowers. Founding ancestors established their insulated kingdom Attilan via advanced biotechnology. Members of the royal family include Blackagar Boltagon, who rules through a destructive vocal power and telepathic resistance; Crystalia Amaquilin, who controls elemental forces like wind, fire, and weather while demonstrating flight ability; Karnak, a strategist able to detect and exploit weakness in any structure; and Maximus Boltagon, whose genius, intellect, and political ambition created repeated internal conflicts. Gorgon, having superhuman hoof strength, played key roles. Lockjaw is a colossal teleporting canine that serves the royal family. The Eternals are a long-lived offshoot of humanity created by cosmic beings known as the Celestials approximately 1 million years ago via genetic experiments on early humans, resulting in the immortal Homo Immortalis and their unstable counterparts, the Deviants. These experiments also seeded the capacity for human superpowers. Their bodies are near indestructible, highly regenerative, and capable of manipulating cosmic energy. Creation of their society involved a civil war led by brothers Kronos and Uranos. Kronos' group remained on Earth while Uranos and followers left to colonize Uranus and Titan, where their descendants included cosmic beings, such as those on Titan Moon. A catastrophic lab accident destroyed Titanos, mobilizing Kronos' children Zuras and Alars to form a collective Unimind that selected Zuras as Earth's leader. Alars departed to establish the Eternal Colony on Titan. Olympia, their main city, was built in ancient Greece. Eternals occasionally impersonated Greek gods under a treaty, with Zuras often associated with Zeus. They developed a shared mental entity called the Unimind used in critical decision-making. Key members include Ikaris, an early leader who who guided humans to safety and later fought deviants in Apocalypse, Thena, skilled in teleportation and heat projection, Circe, an enchanter, Makari, a super-speed inventor, Ajak, the Celestials' ambassador, Druig, a mind controller, Gilgamesh, a powerhouse warrior, and Phastos, a master technologist who contributed during cosmic battles. Mutants, classified as Homo sapiens superior, are humans born with a unique genetic trait known as the X gene, which grants them extraordinary abilities. These powers usually appear during adolescence and set them apart from humans who gain abilities through external factors such as experiments or radiation. The designation Homo superior first appears when Magneto claims Cape Citadel in the name of this race, establishing a pivotal moment in their history. Mutants vary widely in power, with some reaching Omega level, a classification for abilities so immense they have nearly no limits, making these individuals among the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Mutants often organize to protect their kind and influence the world. The X-Men, led by Charles Xavier, advocate for peaceful relations between humans and mutants, while groups like the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants pursue more aggressive strategies, frequently opposing societal norms and authority. The presence of mutants has caused social tension, with humans often responding with fear or prejudice. Stories explore these conflicts in depth, such as scenarios where mutant and human roles are reversed, illustrating the complexities of power, identity, and societal dynamics. Mutants display a vast range of abilities, including telepathy, telekinesis, elemental manipulation, and superhuman strength. Their narratives focus on challenges of acceptance, personal identity, and the continuous struggle for equality within a diverse society. Deviants, identified as Homo descendus, are a genetically engineered race created by the Celestials roughly 1 million years ago during their first host on Earth. They were designed as an offshoot of early humans, unlike the Eternals, who were also celestial creations but possess stable genetics. Deviants have unstable DNA, which results in a wide variety of physical forms and powers. This genetic instability produces unique and often extreme physical traits in each individual, along with diverse abilities such as superhuman strength, enhanced speed, and other specialized powers. Some deviants display particularly pronounced mutations that grant them immense capabilities, though these individuals are often marginalized within their own society. Deviants historically established a powerful empire on Earth, centered on the continent of Lemuria. They developed advanced technology, including sophisticated genetic manipulation and weaponry, to secure and expand their influence. Despite these achievements, their unstable nature frequently caused internal conflicts and difficulties in governance. The Deviants have maintained a long-standing rivalry with the Eternals, who were created to counter their threat. This adversarial relationship has shaped much of their interactions with other species and the broader history of Earth. Prominent deviants include Crow, a long-lived shapeshifter and former Lemurian ruler, Gaur, a priest lord who sought the Dreaming Celestial's power, and Ereshkigal, a leader who orchestrated a rebellion against established authority. Each has significantly influenced deviant society and its ongoing struggles for survival and dominance. Overall, deviants are a genetically unstable race whose unpredictable mutations, technological skill, and persistent conflicts with the Eternals define their complex and often turbulent existence on Earth. Atlanteans, classified as Homo mermanus, are a branch of humans specially adapted for life underwater. Their origins are uncertain, with some accounts suggesting they evolved naturally around 10,000 years ago, while others propose they were created by the sea god Neptune following the sinking of Atlantis. Physically, Atlanteans have blue skin, gill slits near the collarbone for underwater respiration, and enhanced strength and durability that allow them to survive the pressures of deep oceans. They are skilled swimmers, capable of reaching speeds up to 30 miles per hour, and generally live up to 150 years, although extended time on land requires support. After the Great Cataclysm submerged their city, surviving Atlanteans adapted to the ocean environment and rebuilt a complex society among the ruins. Over time, they developed advanced technology and established a rich cultural framework. Atlantean society has frequently experienced internal conflict and leadership struggles. Key figures include Atuma, a warlord often in opposition to Namor the Submariner, U-Man, who allied with Nazi Germany during World War II, and Andromeda, Atuma's illegitimate daughter, who later joined the Defenders. In essence, Atlanteans are a resilient and technologically capable race, deeply connected to their underwater heritage, and continue to influence the broader network of civilizations in the Marvel Universe. The Brood are a parasitic, insect-like alien species whose reproduction relies on implanting eggs into living hosts. These embryos develop inside the host and eventually transform them into brood warriors, absorbing the host's knowledge and abilities. This method allows the brood to expand rapidly and efficiently across the galaxy. Their origins trace back to a distant, ancient galaxy that existed before Galactus appeared. The Kree Empire discovered and captured the Brood, attempting to weaponize them against rival civilizations such as the Shi'ar Empire. During this time, the Brood were released onto the Shi'ar galaxy, where they preyed on massive spacefaring creatures called Acanti, turning these beings into living vessels for interstellar spread. One of the Brood's notable threats involved Mar-Vell and his allies, who were captured and implanted with Brood embryos. They were able to survive and eliminate the infestation using specialized technology designed to neutralize the embryos, demonstrating the Brood's danger even to highly powerful individuals. The Brood have frequently clashed with the X-Men and other species. In one major encounter, a Brood queen infected several X-Men members and their allies, including Empress Lilandra and Carol Danvers. While some, such as Wolverine, were able to resist the transformation through regenerative powers, others were fully converted, highlighting the species' relentless and adaptive nature. Overall, the Brood are a highly dangerous and invasive species, defined by parasitic reproduction, a hive-based social structure, and a history of conflict with multiple civilizations, making them one of the most persistent threats in the universe. Dire Wraiths are an alien species from the Andromeda Galaxy and are an evolutionary offshoot of the Skrulls. While they share the Skrulls' shape-shifting abilities, the Dire Wraiths diverged by embracing dark sorcery, a practice forbidden among the Skrulls. This led to their exile, after which they established a stronghold on Wraithworld, a planet in the Dark Nebula, where their magical abilities remained unchallenged. Their true form is large and reddish, featuring pupilless eyes, small beaks, clawed feet, thick tails, and long drill-like tongues used to extract the brains of victims, absorbing their memories. This allows them to replicate other beings without shape-shifting. They can also assume a humanoid-like, stocky form with red or brown skin to blend in and employ traditional shape-shifting. Dire Wraiths reproduce by implanting eggs into living hosts. The embryos grow within the host, eventually converting them into Dire Wraith warriors. This parasitic method, combined with their use of dark magic to manipulate others, enables them to expand and exert control over other civilizations. Their history includes frequent conflicts with the Galadorians. During one major offensive on Galador, the Dire Wraiths were defeated by the Galadorians, who had become cyborg warriors known as Space Knights. Rom, a prominent Space Knight, pursued them back to Wraithworld, scattering the population across the universe. Rom and his fellow Space Knights pledged to hunt the Dire Wraiths wherever they appeared. Overall, Dire Wraiths are a dangerous and invasive species, defined by parasitic reproduction, shape-shifting, and mastery of dark magic. Their clashes with multiple civilizations, particularly the Galadorians, have established them as one of the universe's most threatening races. The Watchers are an ancient and highly advanced alien species, devoted to observing the universe without interfering. They originated on the planet Lumina, where they were originally called the Luminous. Their transformation into the Watchers occurred after they attempted to aid the Prosilicans by sharing advanced knowledge, which was misused and caused widespread destruction. In response, the Watchers took a strict oath of non-interference, committing themselves solely to observation. They relocated to planet T-37X, home to the apex of all reality, a device that gave them unmatched cosmic awareness. This device was later destroyed by the warlike reckoning, leaving the Watchers without their omniscient sight, except for Uatu, who absorbed the Apex's knowledge and became the sole Watcher assigned to Earth 616. Uatu resides in a citadel on the blue area of the moon. Despite the Watcher's vow, he has frequently intervened in critical events on Earth, including assisting the Fantastic Four against threats like Galactus and the Overmind. These breaches of their code have led to reprimands and trials within his species. In one major incident, Uatu was murdered, triggering a universe-wide investigation that revealed he had broken the non-interference oath nearly 400 times. Watchers possess extraordinary cosmic abilities, including manipulation of energy, control over time and space, and near immortality. They can create M-bodies to interact with the physical universe and utilize highly advanced technology, such as the Ultimate Nullifier and the Seat of All Knowledge. Despite their power, their central principle is to observe rather than directly influence events. In alternate realities, the Watchers' appearances and roles differ. On Earth 1610, they appear as stone totems with large red eyes, while in Earth 6232, they were deeply involved in the Reckoning War, suffering heavy losses and leaving the universe in disarray. These variations underscore their consistent dedication to observation, regardless of circumstances. In summary, the Watchers exemplify the balance between immense knowledge and restraint, embodying the responsibility of overseeing the cosmos while maintaining strict non-interference. The Chitauri are a highly advanced and militaristic alien species known for their desire to conquer and control. In the Ultimate Marvel universe, they are shapeshifters capable of infiltrating other civilizations to manipulate and impose order, claiming to act as the immune system of the universe by suppressing disorder and free will. They first attempted to invade Earth during World War II, allying with the Nazis and supplying them with advanced technology for a nuclear weapon, but their plans were thwarted by the prototype super soldier Captain America. Subsequent operations in Africa, Europe, and Japan were disrupted, disrupted, limiting their influence on Earth. The Chitauri have also clashed with cosmic entities. During the Chitauri-Kree War, an encounter with the massive being Galactus damaged their armada, creating a rift in reality that merged with a new cosmic force, forming an even more powerful Galactus. In Earth 616, the Chitauri are portrayed as insectoid creatures with relatively simple minds. They employ leviathans, giant whale-like vessels created from hybrid DNA of Acanti and starsharks, to transport troops and weaponry. A notable event involved a Hydra agent hiding Chitauri queen eggs on Earth, which drove the aliens into a destructive frenzy while searching for them. The Chitauri maintain a structured, caste-based society, with specialized roles for different units. Their technology includes energy rifles, flying vehicles, and living airborne carriers called leviathans, all connected through neural links to a central mothership. In all iterations, the Chitauri are relentless in their pursuit of conquest. They have repeatedly invaded Earth, most notably under Loki's command, leading to major battles against Earth's defenders, including the Avengers. Across different universes and adaptations, the Chitauri remain a persistent and technologically formidable adversary. The Badoon are a reptilian alien species with a rigidly divided society based on gender. The males, known as the Brotherhood of Badoon, live on the planet Mord in the Lomora star system, while the females, called the Sisterhood of Badoon, inhabit Lotiara, also called Swamp World, located about 42.2 light-years from Earth. In their history, prolonged conflicts between the sexes ended with the males' victory, leading to the subjugation of the females. Following this, the Brotherhood developed advanced technology and expanded their influence across the galaxy, while the Sisterhood remained isolated on their homeworld. The Badoon are aggressive and expansionist, frequently attempting to conquer other civilizations, including Earth. In the 31st century, they successfully invaded Earth 691, prompting the creation of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. At their peak, the Badoon controlled large portions of the Milky Way, but were eventually defeated and overthrown by the Guardians. Prominent figures include Brother Royal, the Brotherhood's ruler, Aladi Noik, the Queen of the Sisterhood, and Zardoon, who allied with Thanos. In alternate timelines, the Badoon have sometimes conquered powerful species or been manipulated by time travelers, highlighting their adaptability and threat across different realities. The Badoon continue to appear in various adaptations, including animated series and video games, consistently depicted as a powerful and antagonistic species within the Marvel Universe. The Phalanx are a techno-organic alien species that operate through a collective consciousness, originating as an offshoot of the Technarchy. They assimilate other life forms using the transmode virus, a pathogen that converts organic matter into techno-organic beings, integrating them into the Phalanx hive mind. When they invade a planet, the infected inhabitants construct a massive Babel spire, which signals to the Technarchy that the world is ready for further assimilation. On Earth, the Phalanx first appeared when a group of human mutant haters infected themselves with the transmode virus to create a new generation of Sentinels. Led by Stephen Lang, they began assimilating other humans until the X-Men intervened. The mutants' natural resistance to the virus prevented full-scale assimilation, halting the Phalanx's plans. The Phalanx have also threatened the Shi'ar Empire, attempting to convert their throne world. Their efforts were stopped when a device was developed that disrupted the Phalanx's techno-organic systems. Later, during the Annihilation Conquest event, the Phalanx targeted the Kree Empire, corrupting defensive systems and assimilating a large portion of the Kree population, resulting in widespread chaos and an energy barrier surrounding the Kree galaxy. Their overarching goal is to assimilate entire civilizations, expanding their collective consciousness and converting all life forms they encounter. Encounters with Earth, the Shi'ar, and the Kree illustrate their relentless drive and adaptability, making them one of the universe's most persistent threats. The Xandarians are a humanoid species from the planet Xandar in the Tranta system of the Andromeda Galaxy. They are recognized for their technological advancements, peaceful society, and the creation of the Nova Corps, an intergalactic peacekeeping and military organization. Xandar's capital serves as a center of governance and innovation. The Nova Corps was established to defend against cosmic threats, consisting of over 500 members ranging from Courtman to Centurion, all under the leadership of Nova Prime. The Corps functions as both a protective force for Xandar and an exploratory organization maintaining peace across the galaxy. A key element of Xandarian defense is the World Mind, a sentient supercomputer that stores the collective knowledge and experience of deceased Nova Corps members and the Xandarian population. This system manages the Nova Force, an energy source that grants abilities such as superhuman strength, flight, energy projection, and enhanced reflexes, enabling Corps members to coordinate effectively and access vast amounts of information. Xandarians have endured multiple invasions and attacks, including conflicts with the Lufamoid Zor, the Skrulls, and Annihilators. Annihilus. The Annihilation War led to the destruction of Xandar, severely affecting its population, though reconstruction efforts and the continued work of the Nova Corps have preserved their civilization. Overall, the Xandarians are a technologically sophisticated and peaceful race whose establishment of the Nova Corps and use of the world mind demonstrate their commitment to intergalactic stability and the protection of their people and sector. Kryptonians originate from the planet Krypton. Their physiology matches humans outwardly, but their cells store solar energy, enabling abilities like super strength, flight, and heat vision under a yellow sun. Krypton orbited the red star Rao and supported a high-tech civilization that used crystalline technology for data storage and structure. Society divided into 5 guilds: science, military, religious, artist, and labor, each with specific roles. Their culture valued science and strength under Rao, the sun god. With rituals performed by guild-associated deities, they used artificial wombs for birth, and full biological births were rare by the planet's final era. Kryptonians absorbed red sun radiation on Krypton without powers. Exposure to Earth's yellow sun triggered enhanced abilities: speed, stamina, invulnerability, solar vision, ice breath, and flight. They also could perform tactile telekinesis and energy projection, and some had unique skills like teleportation or molecular control introduced in later series. Their weakness included kryptonite, magic, red-orange sunlight, and Kryptonian diseases. Krypton's destruction occurred June 16, 10,000. Survivors included Kal-El, his cousin Kara Zor-El, her parents Allura and Zor-El, Phantom Zone prisoners like General Zod, and inhabitants of Mini-Kandor. The race known as New Gods hail from 2 planets named New Genesis and Apocalypse. They live in a realm called the Fourth World. Their origin traces to the destruction of a realm called Urgrund, home to a predecessor race dubbed the Old Gods. That cataclysm split Urgrund into New Genesis and Apocalypse, and seeded the emergence of New Gods on both worlds. New Gods claim genetic perfection and humanoid form. Those on New Genesis exhibit enhanced strength, speed, intellect, stamina, reflexes, and immortality. Similar traits apply to Apocalypse natives, but many there fall below that level, while a few match or exceed human capacities. They draw power from the source, a cosmic energy field. They live beyond time and space, shielded by technology including teleportation devices called boom tubes and sentient machines named mother boxes. Their only known physical weakness is a substance named radion. New Genesis sits under the rule of Isaiah, titled Highfather, who supports justice and communal unity. Apocalypse lies under Uxus, known as Darkseid, whose regime is marked by oppression, warfare, and tyranny. A legendary conflict flared when Steppenwolf of Apocalypse murdered Isaiah's wife Avia. In response, Isaiah and Uxus exchanged their sons Orion and Scott free to seal a pact. That peace later collapsed when Uxus invaded Earth seeking a device called the Anti-Life Equation. Orion is the son of Uxus and was raised on New Genesis under Highfather's care. He became a warrior gifted with superhuman durability, strength, speed, healing, combat mastery, metering the Astroforce through his Astro Harness, and wielding a mother box. Scott Free, known as Mr. Miracle, is the adoptive son of Highfather, raised on Apocalypse. He mastered escape artistry and bore a mother box. He led a team called the Forever People and married Big Barda. Big Barda served as the leader of Apocalypse's female Furies before defecting to New Genesis and marrying Scott. She wields immense strength and survives thanks to her mother box. Steppenwolf, Darkseid's uncle, commands army forces and rides battlehounds. He led weapon raids on resource-rich planets 245,000 years ago. Lashina is a female Furies warrior from Apocalypse who uses electrified whips in battle. She resists physical damage and ages slowly, but remains vulnerable to radion. Graven is another son of Darkseid who led a destructive interstellar campaign. He has similar superhuman traits, limited access to the Omega effect. He was killed during Death of the New Gods and later resurrected. The New Gods are worshipped by select alien civilizations. They embody a cosmic balance between good and evil, with occasional refugee movements, tragic losses, and philosophical quests that reflect their mythic status. The Amazons are a race of immortal warrior women living on Themyscira. They were formed over 3,000 years ago by the Olympian goddesses Artemis, Athena, Hestia, Demeter, and Aphrodite, using the souls of women slain by men, which created clay bodies beneath the Aegean Sea. Queen Hippolyta is the first Amazon and leader of their nation. She was given a golden girdle of Gaia by the goddesses as a symbol of her role and is bestowed with superhuman abilities: strength, speed, durability, senses, healing, and agility. Antiope is Hippolyta's sister and co-ruler, who also received divine empowerment and labored alongside Hippolyta in founding Themyscira. Themyscira is shrouded by Aphrodite's law, which grants immortality to Amazons while no man sets foot on the island. The island floats undetectably in space and time. Access is allowed only through magical barriers that erase memory upon exit. The Amazons divided into 2 groups, the original Themyscirans and the Banamigdal tribe. Antiope led the latter to Egypt after separating from Hippolyta following their exile imposed by Hercules. These Banamigdal Amazons later returned and lived in uneasy truce. each group governing opposite ends of the island. Wonder Woman, born Princess Diana as Hippolyta's daughter with no male involvement, became the Amazons' ambassador to man's world. Diana renounced immortality to promote peace and justice among humanity. Other key Amazons include Philippus, who surfaced second after Hippolyta and served as royal captain and scholar, receiving gifts from the Olympian goddesses. Mala is an ally and contest participant who hails from Themyscira's core, Bana Migdal tribe. Nubia, Hippolyta's older twin sister, born from darker clay just before Diana, was abducted by Ares and trained in warfare before returning to Themyscira as a princess. Amazon culture emphasizes martial arts, agriculture, diplomacy, and Greek-style worship. Their society practices matriarchal rule and hand-to-hand combat training. They forbid men and cultivate children through periodic alliances with selected external tribes, naming boys for return to their fathers and raising girls internally. Amazon technology combines mystical and classical elements. The Oans, also called the Guardians of the Universe, are an ancient race from the planet Malthus. These small, blue-skinned beings with white hair evolved from tall Malthusians into shorter, larger-headed figures after moving to Oa. They founded the interstellar law enforcement group called the Green Lantern Corps, administering it from the Citadel on Oa, located at the center of the universe. Their mission was to combat evil and maintain cosmic order. The Oans possess near-omniscient intellect, cosmic awareness, immortality, time and dimensional manipulation, matter and energy control, telepathy, telekinesis, and reality warping capabilities. Their only known vulnerability is internal conflict. Their early experiment with time manipulation caused a catastrophic event that splintered creation into a multiverse. This prompted their relocation to Oa and taking up the Guardian role. They created the Manhunters, a robot police force, which later rebelled and massacred lives before being decommissioned. They managed magical threats by containing the Starheart, a concentrated magical energy, and imprisoned its associated demons on Ysmalt. They also protected creation from a destructive species on Mars by genetically modifying them to fear fire. Their internal divisions deepened after the Manhunter Rebellion. The controllers believed in absolute control. The Zamarons embraced detachment, and the main body remained as Guardians. The Anti-Monitor killed many Guardians. Afterward, they withdrew from the universe in exile alongside the Zamarons. Significant individual Oans include Krona, who caused the multiverse to form and was punished by being turned into energy, Appa Ali Apsa, who created an unstable mosaic world before being stopped, and Ganthet, who left to form the Blue Lantern Corps. Artifacts and locations tied to the Oans include the central power battery on Oa, which stores willpower energy, the Book of Oa containing their laws, sciencels for imprisoning villains, and the Oan Citadel, their headquarters. The Martians of DC consist primarily of green Martians and white Martians. Native to the planet Mars, green Martians are a philosophical group with green skin and red eyes. The most prominent green Martian is the Martian Manhunter. He fled to Earth after Mars's destruction and later became a founding member of the Justice League. White Martians are white-skinned, hairless, and shaped by their warrior culture. They evolved alongside greens, but were genetically separated by the Guardians of the Universe around 20,000 years ago in response to Martian aggression. The White Martians launched a prolonged civil war against Greens, ultimately losing and being exiled to the extra-dimensional Still Zone. Their distinct philosophy and psychology define them as aggressive conquerors, in stark contrast to the Greens' contemplative nature. Both races inherit shapeshifting, telepathy, super strength, durability, regeneration, flight, invisibility, phasing, and telekinesis. All Martians share a weakness to fire and a phobia called Ronmir's Curse. White Martians remain vulnerable to these despite their altered minds. Their ancient ancestor race, known as the Burning Martians, practiced asexual fire-based reproduction. This led to the genetic split by the Guardians, who also instilled a fear of fire in both descendant races to prevent their full latent power from emerging. Megan Moores, known as Miss Martian, is a white Martian infiltrator who posed as a green Martian and later joined the Teen Titans. Atlanteans originated on ancient Atlantis, a human-derived subspecies developed after a catastrophic deluge roughly 11,000 BCE when a magical scientific experiment sank their original land home. Their lineage stems from a mix of early humans, Homo magi, and metagenes, which adapted survivors to underwater life. Atlantean physiology enables underwater respiration through gills, tolerance of extreme pressures, and enhanced senses, including vision and sound detection in dark depths. They possess superhuman strength, speed, endurance, durability, and some demonstrate innate magical ability inherited from Homo magi. They remain vulnerable to dehydration and cannot survive long on land without specialized equipment. Atlantis developed into a high-technology civilization powered by magic and science, with early feats including potential space travel around 50,000 BCE. After the sinking, the survivors reorganized into several kingdoms. The Atlantean royal lineage traces back to King Atlan, whose use of a protective dome in 3000 BCE caused the Great Fall of Atlantis. His brother Kordax led Necrutian Atlanteans in aggressive aggressive conquest, prompting Atlan to seal them beneath Antarctic glaciers. Magic users Calcula and Magistra advanced Atlantis near 143,000 BCE before their mystic feud occurred. Prominent Atlanteans include Nuidus Vulko, Atlantis' chief scientist and advisor to the throne, whose magic and political acumen guide statecraft. Garth, also known as Tempest, a warrior with buoyancy adaptive fluids and high-pressure endurance who can swim faster than 85 miles per hour and serves as ambassador. Mera, Isabellian royalty, gifted with hydrokinetic power to form solid water and sense bodies of water, and ranked as the strongest water manipulator recorded. Dolphin, originally altered by aliens and later restored, who exhibits shape-shifting scales, camouflage, and regained Atlantean traits after returning to Atlantis. Artifacts and organizations include the Atlantean Royal Palace, the Kingsguard, the Drift Black Ops, Men of War military units, and the Widowhood, a spiritual order. Key events include the Necrucian War, when Cordax's faction was sealed, the Great Fall of Atlantis after Atlan's dome failure, the Sub-Diego transformation following modern warfare, and the alliance with Amazons and humans to repel Darkseid's invasion millennia ago. The Dominators, also known as the Dominion, are an alien race who originate from the planet Dominion and are humanoid with yellow skin and a red forehead caste mark. They follow a strict caste-based hierarchy, where social status is indicated by the red circle size on the forehead. They excel in genetic engineering, often manipulating the metagene to enhance members of their caste. The Dominators led the alien coalition called the Alien Alliance to invade Earth during the invasion crossover. Their stated goal was to control superpowered humans, known as metahumans. When the invasion faltered, one Dominator deployed a gene bomb that incapacitated many metahumans. That individual was imprisoned by fellow Dominators, and data extracted from him eventually helped heroes reverse the bomb's effects. They launched a millennium-long plan for Earth domination, destroying the moon and deploying power spheres in cities, causing mass casualties. Their eventual defeat by the United Planets forced them to surrender. During the post-Infinite Crisis era, their world fell under a biological mind control invasion by Starro the Conqueror. In the 31st century, they unleashed a colossal robot and technovirus to seize Earth, accompanied by genetically engineered super soldiers derived from metahuman DNA. The Legion thwarted this and imprisoned them in the Phantom Zone. Dominators possess advanced intellect, mastery in science, and high-level technological prowess, including warp starships, transphasic cannons, neutron blasters, biobullets, tachyon disruptors, planet-destroying star strikers, AI viruses, and super soldiers. Their agenda centers on genetic control. They feared Earth's unpredictable meta-gene potential, aiming to exploit or suppress it based on their objectives. Tamaraneans are a humanoid race originating from the planet Tamaran in the Vega star system, 26 light-years from Earth. They descend from a feline-like species that worshipped the goddess Exhal on neighboring Okara before settling on Tamaran. Tamaranian physiology converts solar and ultraviolet radiation into energy. They naturally develop superhuman strength, speed, agility, endurance, durability, flight, space survival, decelerated aging, and resistance to extreme conditions. They can also absorb stellar energy while in proximity to stars at light-speed travel levels when fully powered. A unique ability, tactile language assimilation, enables anyone to instantly learn another species' language through lip-to-lip contact. Some individuals, such as Princess Coriander, developed internal energy projection, later called starbolts, through scion genetic experiments. Tamaranian society is organized under feudal royal families, each landmass ruled by nobles and governed by a grand ruler. They value emotion over logic, training every citizen in warrior arts while celebrating passion and affection. Bonds among individuals can involve multiple partners emotionally, though committed unions remain culturally significant. Their planet endured over a century-long war against the Citadel, during which Princess Comander betrayed her people. King Myander conceded his daughter Coriander to slavers to end the conflict, causing Tamaranian near extinction. Tamaranian architecture includes capital cities like Tamarus and a feudal network of city-states. Key narratives include Starfire's enslavement and escape, and the transformation of Tamaranian society under scion manipulation and Citadel subjugation.